Welcome back into the QB Huddle Tuesday Takeaways. I'm Tim Smith. I got my partner here, Brandon Newey. How you doing, Brandon?
Good, man.
Good.
How are you?
I'm great.
Long time no see.
Y'all won't be seeing this till Wednesday, but that's okay. This is our takeaways from what happened last night in the Monday night games. Hey, like, subscribe, and share. Find us on all social medias at QB Huddle. Let's get into this Bills-Jaguars game from the start. And we said yesterday, or at least I thought yesterday, that this game wouldn't be a contest. From the start, Josh Allen, he went nuts last night. 4 first-half touchdowns. They kind of shut it down in the second half. He was on the bench with 9 minutes left to go in the game, as was Trevor Lawrence for a completely different reason. This game showed that the Bills are still the Bills and the Jaguars are still the Jaguars. They're 0-3. They are going absolutely nowhere this year in that division, apparently. And the Bills are on top of the mountaintop right now. How did you feel about last night's game?
Well, you said a lot.
I said a lot.
47-10, a blowout, another blowout. Bills are averaging in the last 3 games 37.5 points. It's really good. It's top tier. They're playing very well. What's making it even better is they're not turning the ball over. I think that's the biggest key. Their defense is stepping up. They've always had a pretty solid defense, but now Josh Allen has this run game, and that really helps. He's really playing within himself. Joe Brady's doing a great job of really honing him back and allowing him to do things that normally he wouldn't do. For the Jaguars, man, this is the 9th straight loss, since last year. I mean, they started off hot last year, and they fell off, and you paid $55 million to Trevor Lawrence, and you better figure out how to turn it around because this is quite the investment and could potentially deplete your team. So Trevor Lawrence sacked 4 times, 1 interception. Again, it wasn't good, but it wasn't good enough. You can't put up 10 points, especially in Buffalo in September. It's something you can't do. It's expected if it's November. Right.
November, December, it's cold.
You got to take advantage of those good weather days in Buffalo, and they failed to do it. So,
Josh
what about
Allen
you?
To me right now has and this is gonna be hard because you got Patrick Mahomes out there, but Josh Allen right now to me is playing better than any quarterback in the NFL. He doesn't have a single interception. He's got 7 touchdowns. He does have the 1 fumble in the first game, but the Bills are 3-0, 2 of them over AFC opponents, 1 in the division. One of their wins was against Arizona, who's been lights out since that loss. I just feel like Josh Allen is setting himself up, if he continues to play this way, to be talked about in that MVP conversation. He may have the best skill set in the league right now between his running and his throwing ability because he seems to have gotten rid of some of the wild stallion that was in him 2 years ago, even some last year. I feel like they've got him under control. They keep running the ball like they are and allowing him to only run when needed, right? And he's not running the ball 20 times a game anymore. He's not running over linebackers all the time. I love it, man. I think, I've been a Josh Allen fan since the beginning. I've taken a lot of flack for it because he was turning the ball over a lot, but he might be that guy right now. I mean, he looks better than all the other quarterbacks currently with his skill set and what he's able to do.
Josh is great, but I need to see more. I've seen this before.
We're excited. I mean, we've never seen 0 interceptions. So
we've seen a stretch. We saw a stretch where he was playing fantastic, but Josh Allen, what he's doing right now, delivering the mail, it helps. He has a run game. He hasn't had that in the past. I think Coach is really putting things together. They even have a backup running back that's doing some good things. I mean, he leads the league in QBR. I mean, right now at 133. He's doing a really good job. No, you're not. I mean, he's got 75% completion. He's 16th in yards. But again, they blew out the Dolphins, and my man only had like maybe 100 yards. I mean, the game was over before in the second quarter. So it's just quick. Right. So again, not stat heavy, but the efficiency's there, and I think he's doing a great job. But Trevor Lawrence has got to figure it out. I think this was more about a game of Trevor Lawrence than it was about Josh Allen. We know what Josh Allen can do, especially in this time in Buffalo. But I'm like that he's done it with new weapons, right? Yeah. I like that. Dalton Kincaid is starting to really get involved, becoming a premier tight end. He's still getting some, guys going right now. Diggs is gone, but he got Coleman involved. That's really good. He got his first touchdown, but outside of that, this is a serious conversation about Trevor Lawrence because you just paid him a max contract essentially, and your team is probably going to be depleted in the next 2 years, and you've lost 9 straight games.
Yeah, and we've talked about it. We talked about it yesterday on the QB Huddle. Was these guys that got the bag and are getting all this money, and they're getting outplayed by guys that don't have all of that money, and it's going to continue to be a trend because, like you say, you deplete the ability to pay other guys and build the team around you, which is as a quarterback, that's what should be important to you. If I'm a quarterback in the NFL, I want my money, right? I want to be compensated for what I'm doing. But at the same time, I know that I can make more in endorsements than what you're going to pay me if I win games. So put a team around me, right? Put me in the Hall of Fame by putting talent around me. It's not all about $100 million is generational wealth, people. Let's not get that. You can't walk into a room with Trevor Lawrence and stick your chest out that you get paid more than him. But I bet Baker Mayfield, every time he looks at Trevor Lawrence, is just a little bit taller, even though he's a lot shorter. He's a little bit taller inside because he's a winner. Trevor Lawrence hasn't won any.
Trevor has got, his stats are very comparable to Daniel Jones, as I sent you something in the QB Huddle chat.
Sure did.
It's eerily similar.
It's not good.
And we saw this in Clemson, man. He threw a lot of screen passes, right?
Yeah.
Didn't throw in the teeth of the defense. Don't get me wrong. He throws a great ball. I'm not taking that away from his skill set. He's tall. Looks a little bit athletic, right? He's got a good build to him. But overall, man, when those lights come on, man, you got to perform.
I just don't see anything special.
No.
I don't see anything special from Trevor Lawrence. I haven't. No, I didn't like him coming out of college. I didn't think he was the generational talent people said he was. You and I had those conversations.
He's down at the bottom, man. He's completing 52% of his passes, and this is a $55 million quarterback.
That's ridiculous. Let's keep on this train because there's another guy that played last night.
Oh boy.
That took all the money. Now the difference between this guy and some of the other guys, he actually played really well last night. His team didn't have to punt.
He did play well.
If you just look at the box score, if you woke up this morning and looked at the Bengals stats, you would go, the Bengals won. Joe Burrow was 29 for 38, 324, 3 touchdowns, no turnovers, didn't punt once. And lost.
No punts. Yeah, no turnovers in the game. That's the first time ever in NFL history.
Team punted. That's the thing about it. Now, Joe and the Bengals had to settle for some field goals where Jaden Daniels didn't, and that was the difference in the game.
Right.
Jaden Daniels, that was his coming out party last night. But, before we get into that and start salivating over what he did, let's look at the Bengals because Joe took all that money. He's already lost one receiver. He almost lost Jamar Chase, but what kind of defense do you have? What type of offensive line do you have? Stop taking all the damn money, quarterbacks.
They're depleted.
Because the Bengals are done for this year. We talked about it yesterday that if they lost yesterday, which I predicted the whatever their name is, the Commanders, did I not say that the Commanders were going to win last night?
You did say that.
It wasn't because I thought the Commanders were the better team. It's because the Bengals defense can't stop a nosebleed, and you're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback and your offense, to score every single time. And he did, and still lost. And you know what, folks? It's different than the Dak Prescott conversation that we had yesterday because Joe didn't wait 3 quarters to play. Joe played all 4 quarters. Joe was in that thing. So that's the difference. There's a big difference, and you can back me up or disagree. There's a difference between 29 of 38 and 29 of 51. There's a difference. And it's a substantial difference in my opinion. And the Bengals didn't need an onside kick either to steal a possession to get these stats. So Joe Burrow's great. He's not a bum, but he doesn't have a team around him. Where are you at with it?
I agree. We talked about this when he took the deal. I was like, hometown kid. The Bengals don't really stretch very well when it comes to money and paying their players. I think the highest paid guy they ever had was like Carson Palmer, but he wanted out too. So from an organizational standpoint, it's what they're doing. I couldn't believe they actually did it. And to take the max deal, when you're not as athletic as Lamar Jackson,
Yeah.
you need pieces. I mean, let's just travel back in time. How you became a phenomenon. You had an LSU team, man, that you had two of the best receivers in the NFL right at your disposal. I mean, let's not just take that away. I mean, it's not like Joe Burrow's throwing for 300, rushing for 150 yards, and just this dynamic athleticism. He does have the intangibles.
That doesn't matter.
He has the arm. He has the accuracy. He has everything you want in a quarterback. Let's not take that away from him. But taking the max deal completely depletes your team over time.
No, he certainly didn't.
You need the meat, right? Pause. No Diddy. You need that. You need
No
that
Diddy.
Interior. No Diddy. We're saying it. No Diddy. You need the interior, and you need the hogs up front, man. That defense was really solid during his rookie contract. If you don't remember, that was a tough defense. They were pretty good.
Yeah,
right? They were pretty good.
And I think
their
they have
offensive
one
line
guy
was
left.
shaky, but they changed it a little bit. Now they have to. Joe took the max. Now Chase is going to take the max. You're really investing in two players. Higgins is going to be gone. He's a free agent next year. He was our tag. So
this is very Dallas-ish.
This goes to show, your team is going to revolve around three players, bro.
Yeah.
If we talk about Dallas, Dak, CD, and Parsons.
Yeah, we don't.
Everybody else
Dallas.
is just going to come in, go and go out. You know, role players.
And Joe's going to be doing the same thing. Joe's a better quarterback than Dak, but it won't show.
Oh, I pray to God that Brock does not take the max deal. Because if he does, it's a wrap.
He won't.
And quarterbacks, find a way to take the baseball deal, the 10-year deal, renegotiate every 3 years. I think it's going to help you move some money. Pat Mahomes has done it, and he stays in the top 10 as highest paid guys every year. And look at his team since 2018. It's damn near the same team you see today. Right? They built a dynasty over here. This is brewing, right? They've been to these Super Bowls.
You'd have thought other quarterbacks would have looked at what guys in the past, like a Peyton Manning, a Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, Tony Romo.
Don't you mention him. Stop.
I'm going to mention him because
he didn't win nothing.
Okay, but he was a top-level quarterback when he played, and the only reason the Cowboys stayed relevant is because he took a pay cut every single year and
he did take a pay
his
cut.
deal. And he never took the max deal, even though Jerry was willing to give it to him. So my point is, take a lesson from these guys that are doing this. You don't need all the money.
Right.
When is enough, right? When is it about winning? When is it going to be about winning? You already have generational wealth. Dak had generational wealth before he signed this deal a couple weeks ago. You know what I mean? He didn't need this to set him and his family up. He was already set up. So Joe Burrow didn't need to take all that money. He didn't need to.
Now you're going to be forced to take advantage.
Drives me crazy.
Yeah, now you're going to be forced to carry a team, right? You're going to be depleted. You're going to have players in and out. It's going to be stressful. If you're the guy to get it done, then hey, bet on yourself. Cool. I'm not tripping on you guys getting your money, but damn, man, like
I don't like it.
It'd be nice to have a legacy instead of just having all the money. The money can't buy you happiness, man. Happiness is within wins in the NFL. They all know that. I mean, it's cool to be rich too, but you're already rich.
I still think he's the best
I'd rather
quarterback
win.
in that division. But
who?
Joe. But I don't think he's gonna. He's the only quarterback in that division that's been to a Super Bowl, and don't think that he didn't drag the Bengals there. Because
he didn't drag the Bengals there because they did have a defense. They had a good defense. But they had a good defense.
They were the Cincinnati Bengals, bro.
We
never talked about the Bengals before Joe Burrow.
They had a good defense.
So you're going to tell me that Lamar Jackson is better than Joe Burrow as a quarterback. Not as an athlete, as a quarterback. Pure quarterback. He can't run no more.
Ooh, this is tough.
Let's just pretend that Lamar Jackson.
This is tough.
He can't run a 4.4. He's just
this
a normal
is tough.
guy. Okay, all right, it's tough.
The best ability is availability, and Lamar has 2 MVPs to Joe's none.
I'll give you that.
And
I still think if I
I'm
was
not going to
starting
say, look,
I'm taking
man,
Joe Burrow.
I'm not because he's injury prone. No way.
Okay.
No way.
Lamar. Okay.
Hey, prove us, Joe. Like, I like Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's a great player. Like, let's not take it away, but Joe Burrow can't just carry a team because he hasn't done it in 3 years since he's been to a Super Bowl. Let's get away from this like they've always been good. They're okay at best. Marvin Lewis went to the playoffs every single year. They caught fire in a bottle and they ran with it with a solid defense.
Okay.
I'm just saying, man.
Well, since
you just had a rookie. You just had a rookie put up 38 points on their defense.
Well, their defense is trash.
Who went 91%.
Since you brought up Lamar, let's talk about baby Lamar. And during the game, early in the game, I texted you guys in the QB huddle and I said Jaden Daniels is a faster, better throwing Jalen Hurts. I want to take that back. I think he is a better passing Lamar Jackson. That's what he is. And let me explain. I saw Jaden Daniels sit in the pocket comfortably, go through his reads 1 to 4, and throw dots. I haven't seen Lamar do a lot of that. I saw this man, Jaden Daniels, take off only when he really needed to. He wasn't looking to run like he was in the first couple of weeks. He seemed very settled in last night. That's what impressed me the most. His pocket presence was the best I've seen of the rookies last night, and better than some of the vets I see. He looked better, Jaden Daniels, last night than Dak Prescott looked on Sunday, without question to me. Now, granted, the Bengals defense is not the Ravens defense, but Jaden Daniels, who I was not sold on, and I'm still a little iffy because of his size. Like, how long is he going to last? I don't know. RG3 started like this too, so I don't want to get too crazy. But man, was he good last night. Third game as a rookie and looked like a 10-year veteran out there. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about Jaden right now. I still want him to bulk up a little bit. I still think he took 2 big hits last night he didn't need to take. He did slide once. They said he doesn't really like to slide. He's going to have to get better at that if he wants a long career. But man, him and his OC, Cliff Kingsbury, perfect match. What did you think as you watched the game last night?
He's in control. You can tell he's had a lot of games underneath his belt. He was unwavered, wasn't afraid of the moment. Even on 4th down situations, he looks over to his head coach and like, let's go for it. Let's go for it. Like, he's in the zone. He's got tunnel vision. You can tell these guys are galvanized by his energy. He's always smiling on the sideline going around. He has a good energy about him, which is very good because he's come from shitty teams in college. Arizona State, and then you never seen an LSU team like that. However, he carried them, but he had some really good receivers as well. I think he's a little bit of a wild stallion, but he's also in control of that offense, and this just goes to show coaching matters. I think he's doing a good job of having 2 really good running backs, rushing or receiving in the backfield, right? That really helps.
Although Austin got hurt last night,
right? He got a concussion.
Continued to play through it.
Yeah,
he continued to thrive. So
yeah. Also, it helps that he has a veteran that isn't a diva receiver who's already got his money and just encouraging him and continuing. And I'm really happy for is it McLaurin?
Yep.
Yeah, he's a really good player, man. And that defense is going. I think the energy about that team is different. They've competed. I think in the last 3 games, this guy has averaged out about 80% completion. Now he's he's throwing probably about 23 to 22 times a game, which is keeping him in that box, which is good. Absolutely, they're catering to his skill set. I thought it was phenomenal. He gave a very memorable performance. It almost reminded me of watching Michael Vick, Eagles versus the Redskins, how perfect that game was it was just like, damn, dude, this is like you're having the game of your life right now. Right? That's what it felt like to me.
What I noticed is that he can run the RPO as good as anybody in the league.
Quick release.
And he's got a really quick release. And he's so good at I'm going to fake the run here. Okay, no, I'm not going to run. I'm going to pull. I'm going to run. No, I'm not going to run. I'm going to throw it. Right. And he's making all those 3 decisions that quickly. And he does have the defense going, well, are you handing it off? Are you running the ball? Or are you throwing the ball? And, even Jalen to an extent is now, it's either a read option or it's a handoff for a throw. He's not really incorporating all 3
right
like Jaden did last night. And guys, that's special because not only do you have to be athletic enough to pull that off, but your brain has to work extremely fast and you have to see it before it happens.
He really understands what he's doing in that offense. He's really in tune with it.
The biggest throw of the night for me, and it's because of the situation, And it's because as a rookie, what he was able to identify. The last touchdown to McLaurin, it looks like he just throws it up, Hail Mary style, but that's not what he did. He sees the blitzer coming. He recognizes it, doesn't try to use his athleticism to get out of the way, doesn't try to make some sort of crazy. He says, I'm going to throw this to the back of the end zone where Terry's getting it and nobody's getting it.
Throw it right through the bucket.
Perfect throw. Those are the types of throws. You can't teach a quarterback that. They either have it or they don't. He's got something.
Stand in the fire. Yeah, he's got something.
He's got something. I hate to say that. Everyone knows I hate the Washington Commanders.
Oh, they got something, man. They got something.
And I didn't want this kid to be good. I honestly was kind of like, well, because he plays for the Washington Commanders, so I didn't want him to be good.
I really thought he would have been a great fit with the Saints. Could you imagine him with the Saints right now?
You know, I think Derek Carr is doing fine with the Saints.
I mean, yeah, but him with the Saints with all those weapons? Come on.
I don't know. I think he's in a perfect situation. I'm not going to wish he was anywhere else. I think situation matters, coaching matters.
Yeah.
You've been saying it for 2 days. You're
coaching matters,
right.
man. Coaching
Jaden Daniels is in a perfect spot for him. But again, folks, RG3 started the same way. So let's not put him in the Hall of Fame. Yes, he did. He was Rookie of the Year, man. He was unstoppable that first year.
There's a lot of people that are Rookie of the Year, but a guy throwing 91% in his first primetime NFL game, that doesn't happen.
He's a much better passer than RG3 ever was.
The last person to do that was, guess who? Brock Purdy.
Uh-oh. Here we go. Brock Purdy. Now, I don't want to rub it in, but as of today, Hargrave out for the year. CMC out for the year.
Fake news.
Surgery on his calf.
Fake news. That's fake news.
If he's not out for the year.
That's fake news.
Okay, well, he's headed to Germany. We know that.
We know that. That's a specialist, but
he's probably not going to play this year.
I agree. It's definitely something worse because
Brock Purdy
is
getting an MRI in his back today.
Yep, because he's tired of carrying the damn team for the past 3 weeks. His back hurts. My God.
The 49ers
we're in trouble. We're in trouble. It looks eerily similar to 2020. But the good thing, on the positive note, I like what I see from our young guns. I mean, we got the number 2 passer in the league. We got the number 2 receiver in the league in Jawan Jennings, and we have the number 2 rusher in the league. So things are pretty good, right? Those 3 young guns that were all undrafted or
Who's your
last pick of the draft. Brandon Allen. Time to get to work.
Get him ready.
Kid from Arkansas. I'm picking. I'm going to draft you in my league, okay? I need you to play great.
Jeez Louise. All right. Well, hey. Man, this was fun. We love our Tuesday takeaway. Sorry we missed last week, fellas, fellas and ladies, but we were traveling, both of us, but now we're back. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to comment, like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss any of the content. We'll see you next Tuesday. Well, yeah, we'll see you next Tuesday afternoon. We'll film Monday, and we'll see you next Tuesday afternoon. You got anything to say to the people, Brandon? They're mostly your people.
Hey, man, we appreciate you, each and every one of you. Liking, sharing, commenting, thinking we sound ridiculous with our takes. But, hey, that's okay because you commented, didn't you? All right, now let's talk.
We appreciate you. And, hey, if you got something that you want us to talk about, if you think that we're wrong about anything, let us know. We'll debate with you.
Absolutely.
Right? Until next week, folks, keep the chains moving.
See you.